Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving deep into the dramatic, honestly heartbreaking origin of one of Marvel's most destructive powerhouses, the Hulk. We're going to go way past the Hulk smash stuff to unpack the science, the sheer tragedy, and the very human man buried underneath it all.
He wasn't born a monster. He was created by one accident. We are so used to aliens falling from the sky or mythological gods descending from the heavens, right? But this story, it's fundamentally different. This is a tragedy born from a single catastrophic mistake. Section 1. The Man Before the Monster. Just consider the sheer scale of the dichotomy here. On one side, you have Dr. Bruce Banner. He's this absolute genius, operating with ironclad emotional control, meticulously working with incredibly dangerous, highly experimental radiation. And on the flip side, the Hulk. Pure, unadulterated, brute force, blinding rage, and just absolute chaos. Looking at this contrast really highlights the utter tragedy of exactly what Banner lost. Section 2. The Gamma Radiation Accident. Okay, so here is the catalyst, the exact cinematic moment that completely destroyed his life. At 0 seconds, a highly controlled gamma bomb experiment kicks off. But at 5 seconds, absolute disaster strikes. A civilian wanders right into the blast zone. By 10 seconds, Bruce makes this split-second, incredibly heroic decision, shoving the kid into a protective trench. But at 15 seconds, time runs out. Bruce takes the direct, unfiltered blast entirely on himself.
Just picture it, a blinding wave of green energy, an earth-shattering shockwave. But instead of incinerating him on the spot, this massive dose of radiation literally rewrites his DNA. In the swirling dust and that terrifying, eerie green glow of the fallout, something completely monstrous awakens deep inside him.
Section 3. The first terrifying transformation. Now, this wasn't like slipping on some slick superhero suit. No way. This was a visceral, agonizing mutation. It all kicks off with the psychological toll. We're talking utter confusion, intense pain, and this uncontrollable, bubbling surge of anger. Then comes the sheer physical horror. His muscles violently expand, his skin permanently shifting to that iconic, radiating green. But the true tragedy here, it's the mental split. The quiet, brilliant scientist is violently pushed aside. You gotta remember, the Hulk isn't just a superpower, right? It's not a temporary power-up you can just switch off at will. He is a completely separate, raging entity, one born out of intense trauma, massive gamma mutation, and Bruce's own deeply repressed, uncontrollable emotions. The radiation basically gave a physical, monstrous form to the absolute darkest corners of his subconscious mind. Section 4. Earth's own homegrown monster. So there's a really crucial distinction we need to make here. The Hulk didn't fall from space. This monster wasn't sent by some hostile alien civilization to conquer us. No, Earth created him. Bruce Banner was just a human walking on this planet, and terrestrial, man-made gamma radiation warped him into something far, far beyond human. Earth literally built its very own ultimate destroyer. And the sheer scale of this homegrown monster's power, it is staggering. We all know the classics, the super strength, the near invulnerability, the rapid cellular regeneration, those massive gravity-defying leaps, but it's that explosive rage power that really sets him apart. It's a terrifying feedback loop. His physical strength exponentially increases the angrier he gets, and the scariest part, there is absolutely no known upper limit. Section 5. The War Within Bruce Banner. The real conflict of this story, though, is the exhausting mental battle between two distinct entities trapped inside a single body. Bruce relies on his intellect. He desperately wants strict control so he can keep the beast locked away in the basement of his mind. But meanwhile, the Hulk operates on pure primal emotion. He just craves unstoppable freedom from a world that is constantly, relentlessly attacking him. This endless internal war, that's what makes this whole situation an absolute curse for Banner. Section 6. A tragic and iconic legacy. So why does this specific origin story resonate so deeply with all of us? Why has this particular character remained one of the most famous figures in modern pop culture mythology? Well, it's because it goes so much deeper than just watching a giant green monster throw a tank across a field. The real resonance lies in this totally unique mix of sci-fi and psychological horror.
It's literally the physical manifestation of deep trauma and a really universal struggle for identity and control. The story takes a quiet, tightly wound genius and violently forces him to confront the danger of his own repressed anger. And that right there is exactly what elevates this from a simple comic book action story into a surprisingly powerful exploration of the human condition.
Sometimes the most terrifying monster isn't from another planet. It's created from the anger inside a man. Bruce Banner was a man of science, but one single heroic moment of sacrifice turned him into a living force of destruction, born out of pain, radiation, and pure rage right here on Earth. From that moment on, his world and ours would never be the same. So, what do you think? If pushed to the absolute edge, what kind of monster might be hiding inside of you? Thanks for exploring this with me on The Explainer.